All right, we got 7 minutes. All right, 7 minutes into the show. So we're going to talk about a whole lot of issues. So make sure you are calling in 512-543-4662. State your name for the record and also who you represent. When we start at 6 o'clock, which is in 8 minutes, 7 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward with the questionnaire. So we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders Thanksgiving game. We're also talking about the Washington Wizards loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to talk about Capitals and other teams associated and questions from you guys. And I make sure
this call may be recorded or transcribed.
All right. So make sure that you call in. With 6 minutes to go, we're going to talk about DC United and their standings in the soccer game and what their next schedule is. Also, we're going to talk about our next opponent, which is the Dolphins at home. So make sure that you stay tuned for that as well. We do have a caller. Who is this? Sorry, we'll mute you until you feel better. So no worries. So apparently this caller has a sicking voice. We hope she feels better. Yeah, she's very ill. No worries. When you feel better, come back on. Like I said, the number is 512-543-4662. State your name for the record. And then we got 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes, and then we'll start the show. All right. All right, 3 minutes to the show. All right, 2 minutes. All right, 1 minute. We're getting ready to go on live. All right. Welcome to another edition of Dmv Sports Show. I'm your host, Sow McGee. It's Saturday. That's right, it's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. We got a lineup of sports that you wouldn't believe. Sit back, relax, put on your seatbelt, and breathe, because we have something that you wouldn't even believe. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Finally, the news that everybody's been waiting for, Jack Del Rio is fired. That's right, gone. Tin can, 86, KO'd out of here, folks, with the big boot to his back. He is gone. And I kid you not, this guy is 1,000% the reason why. He's been losing. But not only that, we got a whole reason that we got Washington Wizards taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to tell you the score to that. We're going to talk about the Washington Capitals and their record, and also DC United. And the question is coming from you. Yes, you, the fans. Like I told you, we got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. Just sit back, relax, and breathe, because we got you. Your night host got you, Sow McGee. So, with that being said, let's start the show. Yes, folks, we're breathing because of the fact that the Thursday night game is over. The Thanksgiving Day game is come and gone. A lot of us didn't really want to watch it. We knew who was going to win, but we didn't know it was going to be a massacre. Yes, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders, and we didn't have a defense. We didn't have really an offense because, again, I said it on the show and I'm going to say it again. Sam Howell decision-making ability is poor. Poor and needs to be 1,000% upgraded. I know I talked to a lot of Commander fans and they were like, just give him a chance. It's his first year. No, I'm not, because he's already been, 11 games into the season, and look, we're 4-7. No. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow myself to be, in this fantasy world. Yeah, he threw for 3,000 yards. That's nothing. I know that's nobody else could do that. That's fine. Congrats to him. But the team is still 4-7, and they're going to be out of the playoffs. And they're going against the Dolphins at home, which means that our offensive line is not that good. Our defensive line can't stay in a steady pass rush. So, what is there to be happy for? Pretty much nothing. pretty much nothing. I cannot tell you how hurtful that is to say, but it's the truth. And I'm pretty sure they just beat the Jets 20-16, which means the Miami Dolphins are going to go to the playoffs. Now, here's the problem. If Miami somehow trickles into the Super Bowl and plays the Eagles, I got Miami. I don't like the Eagles. Even though we actually put 31 points on them, it's still that, it's that's that. Let's go ahead and check out the stats on that Monday night game. I mean that Thursday night game. I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to look at the stats on that, but I'm going to show you. Now I know I can't say the word statistics because I got a lisp. No, I'm just playing. Let's go ahead and check out the stats on that game. And that game was completely, utterly the worst thing on site. So here we go. The stats are contributed by BDO. All right. So the stats as follow. It's the worst stats ever. So here we go. Now, here are the stats. First down stats are for us. That's the only thing that we're leading by. 254, 236. We have a rushing to passing ratio by penalties. We are actually leading in that ratio. 75, 154, 25. And opponents is 71, 49, 16. Third down conversions compared to our opponents' conversions, they average more on third downs than we do, which is 60 by 157 and 64 by 162. Fourth down conversions, they're averaging 9 and 15. We average 8 and 17, which is pretty bad. Now, the total offensive is clearly the opponents, and the opponents is 4,532 yards compared to 4,125 yards, and that is 1,000% the worst stat that you could ever have. And then offense, we're averaging more on offense by play of 798 yards per play average yards compared to 763, 5.9. Well, they average a little bit more yardage than us, but we're actually taking more attempts than them. So we are averaging over 1,000 yards total rushing yards, and they're averaging 1,300 plus total rushing yards, which gives them the advantage by 200. That's another problem. So we're not really giving ourselves a chance to rush the yard because we don't have a steady rushing attempt. So the average rushing played by average yards is 257 compared to our opponent's 305, which they're averaging 1 yard less. So we're giving them a comfortable 100 plus yards advantage in that area. Now, totaling passing yards, we actually have an advantage thanks to Sam Howell, but we're actually averaging. I'll tell you the other disadvantage to this. Even though he's averaging 3,000 yards plus compared to our opponents, 3,100 plus. Passing yards by completion, attempts, and interception average, we're averaging 323 completions over 486 attempts and 13 interceptions and averaging 6.9. Our opponent is averaging 269 completions over 423 attempts, 6 interceptions, and 7.9. I think it was 7 think it was 7.5. Now, sacks, we averaging 55, opponents sacking us by 55, and we're averaging 35 on the opponents, which gives them a 20-plus sack rate. And then total field goals, 17 to 21, compared to our opponents is 26 out of 27, which is flawless, 90%. And the touchdown ratio, our opponents averaging 39, where we're averaging 28. And our turnover ratio is -9 to compare to our opponents of 0. These numbers are, for those who don't like stats, these are the same kind of things you're seeing on the field, which are reflective of the stats, and that is horrible. You can't have a stack like this, like when you're playing an opponent. You know why? Because the opponent's going to be like, hey, they're not going to do anything. Let's go ahead and run the score up, i.e. Dallas, i.e. Bears, i.e. all the players, Fat Philly, all the teams that actually tried to beat us handily and lost. Won. We lost, they won. But we do have a caller here. Actually, we have two callers here. We have Miriam Alvarez and we have Marilyn Myers. We call her the coach. Welcome, Marilyn. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. We were just going over the Thanksgiving Day game as well as the stats of that game and our opponents and how they average. I wanted to go over a few other stats as well of that game and also of our team stats. If you indulge me in that, I would be glad, to answer any questions of that. But let's go ahead and dive right into it, because right now, boy, we have a whole lot of problems. But I just mentioned that we just got rid of Jack Del Rio. He's 86 canned, dropped. We dropped everything off his doorstep, along with the other guy who helped him in wiping out our whole entire game that here. So here we go. I apologize. Marilyn is sick. Miriam is sick. She has a cold, and she is coughing up a storm. So we hope she gets better. So the total yards in that game was 376 compared to 431. And the passing yards in that game was 268 to 331. And our total rushing yards was 108 over 100 for them. And we averaged 5.5 yards per play compared to the 8.6 per play. That's pretty okay, but here's what it becomes out of whack. 23 first downs to their 21. Third down efficiency was 7 to 15 to their 6-10. 0 and 3 fourth down efficiency compared to none for them. 75 total plays to their 50. 4 sacks allowed, none for them. 3 punts average. We're balanced in that because they have 3 too. We have 4 penalties for 25 yards. They had 7 for 48. No fumbles lost there. We had 1 interception thrown, and the time of possession, get this, 36 to 54, 23 of 06. Now, and the score was 45 to 10. So now we're 4-8. I thought we were 4-7, but we're 4-8. I misspoke. Here's a problem with this. This problem says a lot, that this game got out of hand real early in the third quarter, because it was 10 to 20. Actually, it was 10 to 7 before the end of the half. They kept scoring, and we allowed them to score. Now, what I found out from some of the Cowboy fans I spoke to, they're figuring this year is when they're going to be great. But if you look at who they beaten, it's teams with the lowest record. they haven't really beaten anybody over 5 or 7 wins. You know,
Right.
they lost to the Eagles.
That's right.
They lost to the
Mhm.
Eagles recently, which means that they're not going to go deep in the playoffs because they still got to play. Well, they beat the 49ers beat them, right? So
I expected that.
so that's 2 winning teams that beat them. So they're not going to really do anything because it's the same mantra that they had before. You know, they're not going to go to the NFC East playoffs or the championship. That's how we're going to that's how we're going to see. Here's another thing, right? If you look at it like this, I'm looking at the stats of us, right? We have some really positive things, but some really horrible thing that outweighs the positive. In this game against the Commanders and Dallas, we have lost the passing yards. The passing yards was completely disarrayed. The total yards completely disarrayed. I think we lost by 8. I think 108. No, excuse me, 168. So that's horrible. Rushing yards we won doesn't mean anything. Yards per play completely deflated. They killed us. So basically, even though the first downs, third conversion, fourth down doesn't mean anything because they actually threw over 20 yards. And their defense actually, let me see, the defense.
So they ran the ball more.
No, they actually passed the ball more. They passed the ball more, and the defense created sack fumbles, interceptions, and fumbles from the players. All right. Curtis Samuels for us went over 100. Jahan Doxson had 52. Terry had 50. Cole Turner had 29. Pringle had 27. Gibson had 16 yards. And Logan had 15. Brian Robinson Jr. had 11. De'Ami Brown had 0. And there was no sacks. Everybody was tackling. No sacks whatsoever. That is the problem with the defense. And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Jack Del Rio was fired.
You don't have a defense. How do you expect the offense to do the whole thing?
Not only that, if you have no scheme, no pass rush, no touchdowns on the other side to combat the touchdown machine and Dak Prescott and that offense, how are you going to have a competitive game? There's no competitive game if you're not trying. So we just allow them to do whatever. And that is why I didn't. Go ahead.
I tried to tell you, Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I did find out from the players that they felt like the season was over before our last game. And I'm not talking about the Cowboys.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
They felt like it was over.
Of course.
Because the rumors were out,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't just Jack Del Rio. They're talking about our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have spoken about this. I'm not going to bring it out over there.
Okay.
But I just feel like it's more, and I think it's affecting the players.
No, I totally agree. And the reason why they felt that way is because it was adamant. Here's why I believe that statement is 1,000% true. You had loss after loss after loss. After winning 4 games, you had more losses than you had wins. And you took this year to have the turnaround that you had last year as being horrible. Now you come into this year, and it's the same as last year. And they don't see any improvement. The coaches don't see any improvement. So what did the coach do? He evaluated I'm on the chopping block. Let's see what we can do here. And he traded 2 of our best players away to our opponents. One already beat us. The other one is about to come and play against us late in next year. And then we actually give them a treat, Christmas present. There you go. And then what we do, we bum out. Now we're out of the playoffs. But we give light.
We could have gotten. Wait.
Go ahead.
Rivera had the check for Chase Young.
Yes.
He didn't give it to him fast enough.
No.
They beat us to it.
Who beat us to it?
Falcons did.
You talking
Falcons beat us.
You talking about Heineke? What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Chase. I'm sorry. Anyway, when Chase, he was, like you and I said, he was lied to.
Yes.
He was supposed to stay with us.
Yes.
Don't lie to a player
and
then turn around and send them packing.
Yes, I agree.
And you gotta think about the defense as much as you do the offense. We needed them.
I totally agree
and
with you.
We all know that. We all know that.
Here's the thing I have a problem with that completely gets my blood boiling. You have Montez Sweat, who comes out during training camp and says, y'all gotta watch out for me. I'm going to set this team on fire. I'm going to show this team why they made a good choice. And then you have Chase, who's busting his behind to get his knee back into shape so that way he can actually prove that he deserved that 5th option. And these 2 individuals are balling, even though they had no sacks one time before.
In fact, Chase was balling when the others were not.
Correct. I give you that. Correct. Jonathan Allen had no sacks at one time. Deron Payne was stagnant. He couldn't get no rush up the field. You had the secondary stagnant with no INTs until they switched Forbes with St. Jude, and St. Jude was actually defending. Now you had these 2 actually perfecting a type of move to swat down the left tackle and right tackle of an opponent, and then what you do in the middle of the season, which is sacrilegious, you give them to your opponents. If you're going to trade somebody, you don't trade them into the division. You trade them out of the division so that when we meet, we're good just as much as you're good. This goes back to Kendall Fuller. Oh,
we know what to do. We can take care of it.
Here is Kendall Fuller.
That's what's going to be. That's the way it's going to be.
Here's the Kendall Fuller scenario, or the Kendall Fuller policy that I found to be credible and actually stupid at the same time. Here's my point. Here's what we did. Here's what we did.
Talking about a Hokie, honey.
No. I'm not talking about him being stupid. I'm talking about the policy of what we did is stupid. Here's my point. We drafted Kendall Fuller because of his talent, his intelligence, and football IQ. We bring him into the league. And keep in mind, he did a pick 6 against the very team to seal off a victory when he was a rookie and ran it back for a touchdown. We send him packing to Kansas City.
Stupid.
Thank you. That's the stupid part.
That was stupid.
That was very stupid.
Don't send the Hokies. Very stupid. I know what the Hokies can do, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's the policy.
My Hokies are battling to keep the Commonwealth Cup right now.
Here is the policy. Good policy of that. You don't send Kendall Fuller into the NFC East, West, South, or North to be an asset against us. You send him to the AFC, where he won a championship with the Kansas City Chiefs. Great policy. Yeah. Awesome. We got him back. He loves to be back. This is where he started from. He doesn't want to move. let's move on to what was very, very stupid by this organization. Now, we could go through all the transactions of this great organization that help other teams win a championship. We can go through that. I have done it before. But let's go ahead and start with the primary condition this year. We send Chase to the 49ers, who are dominant now. Chase is actually 100% happy, and he's killing defense and on opponents at a higher rate.
He's doing a great job.
I'm happy for him. Montez has now gotten the Bears in a great position, even though they're not in a race for the playoffs, but they're going to be set next year if they get another bookend. So we're happy for Montez. Fast forward to this year. This side.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
If they go and tear up all of our coaches, our head coach, and some of the others, it is going to tear us. We're going to be starting all over again.
Well,
I'm sorry, but that cannot happen.
Well, here's the problem with that, Maryland.
Going to tear the whole freaking thing.
Well, here's the problem, Maryland. Ron Rivera already did the damage himself because he gambled with two players that were dominant and could have made a name for us a long time ago. And we could have gotten a real good draft pick for Jonathan Allen, who stated over again he didn't want to be here. Now you gave light. You gave light to Jonathan Allen and let him stay. Well, here's the problem. You let him stay, we still didn't win. So what are you talking about? I mean, you said all that thing like, hey, we got to win. Now let's go and win against Dallas. No, you can't say that. You know why? Because you don't have a pass rush. We don't have a sack. We don't have the exotic plays that, Jack Del Rio don't want to do. This is why we should have got rid of him when we were 4-2 or 4-4.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that,
When we hadn't lost.
Right.
Many.
Right. We were one win loss.
Our team was coming out, and I knew what they could do. And they came out, and it's like, okay, I don't know you. I don't know this team.
After we won against the Patriots, right? After we won against the Patriots, they could have done an evaluation and say, you know what? The best for us is to let Jack Del Rio go. And I would like, thank you. Don't wait until the last minute to do this while we're out.
Don't wait till the last minute.
We can still salvage the season if you let him go now. We don't have to have a pass rush, right now. But we do have the players to create one later downfield. So let him go now. Let him find another job. And let's get somebody to man up. Ron Rivera could at least have his opportunity to run the defense there. But no.
But it's making me wonder, though, because I did hear about one of the owners. And it's making me wonder if he's pushing to do that. Here's some. I'm
glad you brought this up. What I heard and what I saw on Twitter is Harris. Here's the thing. Twitter is very accurate in the sports world when people are commenting, because Forbes and Reeves. Now Reeves I think he's out for the season. I'm not sure. Reeves is actually commenting about, Jack Del Rio gone. So he was 1,000% advocating for him. Don't know why. I have no idea why.
He wanted him to stay?
That's what it seems like. Maybe it was something else, but I don't understand why Reeves were advocating for somebody who's 0-13 against opponents in our division. We just can't have that.
He never changed the play.
Never. I told you, I'm the first person here to made it first, who said it here first, that Jack Del Rio will never change Never. And he proved that on Thursday night against Dallas, in Dallas, where we got shellacked, massacred, a horse can, you know.
I had the feeling, because, see, I was at my daughter's. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing I could do was I asked my brother,
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's Washington's doing? Because my daughter doesn't have her TV. She streams on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I asked my brother, I said, can you check and see what Washington's doing? And I was kind of dreading it.
Don't worry. I was watching the game and I was looking at it. I was like, listen, it ain't going to surprise me if this team lose by 7 points or 3 points. It's not going to bother me because I knew we were going to lose anyway. No, we lost by 35 points. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's
and
really
my brother was even astonished because he said, I thought they were going to come back.
No, I thought we were going to score. I thought we really was going to score 20 points because we scored 20 points in the last 3 games.
That's what he was thinking. And that's what he was, thinking, but he didn't tell me. And I was like, okay, you're being too quiet.
I mean, this is why, I'm going to say this one more time. If you look at the game, we actually allowed a lot. And I said this before. I even got it up here. Del Rio has a risk of dialing up a cover 0 scheme. Now, for those who don't know what cover 0 is, I'm going to tell you what cover 0 is. And it's the most risky thing that you could ever do in football. It's the horrible, horrible, horrible thing. For those who do like it, I guarantee you this is the wrong play for anybody. Here's why.
Yeah.
The cover 0 only allows you to cover up what's on the scrimmage line. It gets you into a man-to-man situation where you have the safety playing about 5 yards deep.
You can't cover the rest of them.
Exactly. Thank you. That is exactly why cover 0 is a horrible scheme. You cannot break out of it once the ball is hiked. You're giving the quarterback the most amazing gift, a whole green field. If you apply yourself to see what's behind the safety, it's nothing but grass, folks. Nothing but grass. And when you see that as a wide receiver, you go, yo, they're playing cover 0. I can beat this guy.
Pass it to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then not only that, if you're a running back, all you got to do is go double team the B gap. That's it. Touchdown all day, every day. This is where I have to go to Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills. We were playing Buffalo, and we were in cover 0. Every single time. This is at home, folks. This is at home. We were playing Buffalo, and we got creamed. Here's why. Stephon Diggs said on the side of I didn't know what he was talking about. When he was on the sidelines, and he yelled 1,000% all day. They're playing this all day. And I was like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the music? What are you talking about? And what I saw on Thursday night, it dawned on me. Stephon Diggs was talking about cover 0. They love cover 0.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. This is what he was talking about.
A good defensive coach is supposed to change when that opportunity comes up.
A great defensive coach knows when he's being beat
I'm
on live.
I'm not talking about Del Rio. I'm saying they're supposed to.
No, I know what you mean, Marilyn. When I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is another point is when a defensive coach is in halftime and he knows he was beaten, he's supposed to come out and do something totally different.
Change.
Yes. And what did we do? We went to man. Man scheme. Man to man scheme. And then back to cover 2. And I'm like, Jesus, this guy don't get it. He don't get it. And what happens? They broke man to man with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was just going crazy. He was like, yeah, I love this. Come on, bring me more. Oh, you did it. Thank you so much. And I was like, wow, can we actually do this? Can we actually do this and lose by 35? Yes, we can. We can lose it by 35. Thank you so much, Jack Del Rio. And I think Ron Rivera, here's the problem. Ron Rivera has a good friendship with Jack Del Rio. And that's why he was hesitant to really kick him out. So Harris probably pressured him and said, listen, you got to let this man go. He's killing us. We got 8 losses already. We're out of the playoff situation. We're at the bottom of the basement. You know, and
they've been pressuring him too much. And, you know, after redoing the team, you don't pressure them and expect them to be up there that fast.
But I
don't care who the coach is.
Right.
You gotta build it up.
I was completely blown away by the amount of not support, but enough of people saying he has to go after that loss against the Giants in the Meadowlands by 1 point, right? Yeah. Then you go ahead and keep him against the second meeting for the Giants and get blown out, right? By what?
Yeah.
By what? 16? No, 12? No. Yeah, 12. By 12
At
points.
Least 12, yeah.
And I'm thinking, so you waited until this where we got blown out to keep him? Wow. That's saying a lot. And I knew Toonhill and TJ Henry was not going to be the designing force to get us sacked. These are what is it called? Bench warmers for a reason. They're not good. They're only good when we're in the lead. Why would you put them?
This is all the reason that our team gave up.
Well, no.
Especially in the Cowboys game.
We didn't give up in the Cowboys game. The coaches gave up in the Cowboys game because they didn't know if they were going to get fired or not. So what they were doing is letting the players play, right? So.
Yeah, but you never give up. I don't care whether it's the coaches or the players.
The players.
You gotta get that confidence in them, no matter what's gonna happen.
So I believe
your job.
I believe what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. But the coaches gave up. They had no idea what to do because they were going to get schooled. Ron Rivera knew it. Here's the thing. I said this last year. And
he does know it because if you listen to his last interview, and that he let out this sigh at the end. Now, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but I did. And I said to myself, he is stressing big time.
Here's what I'm going to say to you. They know because they watch tape. Each coach watched tape. So they knew, based off what we knew on film as well, we watched the games every day. We knew right then and there was a problem. They knew once they watched the tape, there is a problem. Ron Rivera knew it. You know why Ron Rivera knew it? Because he knew that his eyes were not playing tricks on him. We were that horrible. That's why he was very, very quiet when in the Giants game, we gave away 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers in a game. And he looked.
That's when the guys were actually, and I got to say it, when they do that,
no, see,
they're stressed. They're stressed.
Here's the thing, Marilyn. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Stress will kill you, huh?
I'm not saying stress will kill you. What I'm saying is he knew.
What I'm saying if they're stressed
Mm-hmm.
and they're pushing them so hard,
Uh-huh.
it's going to go backwards instead of forward.
Only if you are only if you're in that situation by yourself. But he has a whole team of 11 players, 54.
Now, I don't mean by themselves because I noticed all of them.
Yeah, well,
I
see,
saw that game.
it does.
I noticed all of them, and I was
They
like,
still have a game to play, and they knew. The coaches knew. The defensive head coach knew. As soon as you give 2 of your best players away, you're not going to win a game. That's just factual. I've seen it done before.
yeah, they knew it.
Yeah. And
Plus
offensively,
rumors about the coaches being fired. I mean, how would you feel? Think about it. Think about it. Put yourself in their place.
okay,
I got to go out here and I got to play a game,
right.
and my teammates are not going to be up.
Here's the thing.
See, this is the difference, and I like Sam. Sam's good.
I get you.
But the difference between Heineke
Uh-huh.
and Sam
Uh-huh.
is that Heineke could bring our team and everybody up.
Yes.
I mean, up.
Yes.
And we've won like 5 or 6 games in a row.
Yes.
I even beat the Eagles.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Yes. We even
that was the first mistake.
I said, you and I, we said the same thing. And this is what I said to him. Not to him, but to you. Here's what I said, and I quoted. The reason why there's a difference between Heineke and Sam is night and day. It's actually completely the opposite, right? Heineke is a veteran who actually knows how to bring the team together to do their very best and achieve a certain type of goal. And he brings fire to the offense. We need fire to the offense. We don't need a coal fireplace. We don't need a coal fireplace. We need something to fire up the offense, and we need to fire up the running situation. When we get Sam into place, he's not firing up anything. He's hoping that he doesn't turn the ball over. When he gets in there, he's like looking. Okay. Oh, no. Wait a minute. He's not open yet. I got to wait for him. He got to get open and sack. Okay, wait a minute. He's almost breaking. Oh, yeah, he broke. Okay, get open, sack. All right. Here you go, Brian Roberts. Run at the gap. Oh, he's not doing it.
But
okay.
yet we saw him in earlier games, the ones we won, and he did fire that football.
Yes.
Bullet.
Yes, he did. And you know what else
Now,
happened?
we know what he can do.
Yes.
He is cool under pressure.
But that's fine.
Now, if his teammates are not, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it's more than that. If you look at the routes that they're running, are 10, 11 yards down the field. The offensive line is not getting there. It's not generate enough push back, so that way he have a clean pocket. Excuse me. They're generating a close in, and so they can sack him. He's holding the ball an extra 6 minutes, 6 seconds, which is not good. Ever since he pats the ball, that's an indication that there's nobody open. Right? That's an indication that they're not breaking out of their routes. So he doesn't want to overthrow them. He doesn't want to throw into a route or space where they're not breaking. So he has to hold the ball a little bit. And that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run. If they're not open, go.
Yeah, he should run it, and he could slide.
Right. So he's holding the ball. He's patting the ball. He's like, okay. He's like, oh, okay. All right, a sack. Wait a minute. Here, Terry. Oh, a sack. Okay, they're not. Okay, I'm going to break out of it. Oh, I hold the bell too long. Let me get out. Oh, they got me by the ankle. Sack. So, okay.
I could take my Hokies and put them up.
Well, see.
I'm serious. I could do it. Let me tell you something.
Right.
They knocked down a pass from UVA. This is for the Commonwealth Cup.
Right.
For the state.
Right.
And I'm like, it took UVA. Get this. And no, I don't feel, I know the guys got shot. I understand that. But the fact is, it took, when we had Fuente, we played UVA.
Right.
It took UVA 15 years.
Right.
To get the Commonwealth Cup. They only had it 1 year. We got it back. You know what they did?
What?
3 of their players ran over in front of Fuente and our team and was shooting the bird. So I was like, oh, you got some nerve, buddy. You're going to have it coming. So I'm like, I can't help
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, and they were cutting Fuente back down. I'm giving Fry a chance, and I believe he can do it. He's I believe, and we better keep our cup tonight. We only got 6 minutes left.
Right.
And I'm like, let's do it. If my high school team, which has won a regional championship for the first time, my Terriers beat Magna Vista. And I'm like, I don't care if it is high school. This is the way my family is.
Mm-hmm.
We love high school, college, and pro.
Right.
All of them.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Hokies are welcome here to celebrate anything. Football, basketball, doesn't matter. I welcome all of them. We have to move on to the Wizards and college basketball, college football, because I want to give props to Maryland for going to their second bowl game. This is a good thing for the college as well. Right now, Maryland basketball, they still trying to find their niche, and once they do that, they're going to be good. Right now, we got to go to the Wizards, and I don't want to, but I have no choice. You know me. I got to though. I got to. The Wizards.
Making me wonder. I'm sorry.
What? Go ahead.
But I just feel like this threatening to fire the coaches is affecting them psychologically.
Well, if you look at it like this, Maryland, don't look at it individual, psychological, mind deterioration. Think of it like this. This is a job. You're selected by really good organization who has fallen off because of the lack of coaching, lack of preparation, lack of teaching, lack of enthusiasm, lacking of understanding, right? This is not about...
Why do you think I wrote that wrong, message?
Well, it's not because you're passionate about your team. I get that. That's why I have no problem with you. But see, they don't see the passionate words coming from you. They see that I got to get these guys to play a game so that way I can have a job and put you in the seats so you could, so you could pay for mediocre talent. You understand what I'm saying? We got a team right now that's full of talent, right? But mediocre teaching.
They took 2 of our biggest talent away.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So your passionate words, right, are not going on deaf ears. They're actually making sense. right? But the problem is, are they listening to us? And the answer is no. They don't
No.
care. You know why they don't care? Because they only see dollar signs in their eyes when they sit you into the seats to combat to your opponent's fans. Just imagine what's going to happen on Monday. I mean, on Sunday, right? Against the Dolphins. The Dolphin fans are coming, and they know that the Dolphins are going to go to the playoffs for the very first time in years.
And we got to play tomorrow?
Yeah. We playing this Sunday.
Oh, geez, that's too soon.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the 18th season. Yep. And that's Tavia Tovalova, who is actually going to throw 1,000
Are you
yards.
talking about Tua?
Tua Tagovailoa. He is going
We
to.
used to have him.
Huh?
Did we used to have him?
No. We that's Maryland. Maryland Terrapins has his brother. So if we get him in the draft, you know, this coming season, yeah, we gonna have as a backup. You know, but I would love to have him as on the team along with the wide receiver and running back of Maryland too. See, this is why I think Stephon Diggs should have been a Redskin versus Commander, because he would have been 1,000% open. And then we had Terry, and then we had Johan. Yeah, we would have killed it. You know, but right now we don't have that. But let's go ahead and go to the Wizards. Right now, the Wizards. The Wizards right now it's exactly where I thought they would be. You know. Well, shouts out to Ron Rivera for reaching 102 wins, 98 losses, and 2 ties. Right now, as a Commanders coach, he is 26-35-1 since then. But leading the NFC division, has 1 NFC East division title, all-time coaching record. So I think we should keep him. I think he should, at least have somebody that talks in his ear about what to do defensively. So that way, one thing I didn't know about Ron Rivera, he runs a 3-4 defense, but he shouldn't run a 3-4 defense here. He should have a 3-4 scheme that allows us to, play a 3-4 defense, but we're still 4-3. But again, that's just my idea. But moving on to...
I got you.
Moving on to the Wizards, as much as I don't want to, we have to. The Wizards right now are 2-13. They lost against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks here, Milwaukee Bucks. I'm trying to get the score. Let's see. The score was. Let's see. The score was. Here it is. 128. To 131 in Milwaukee. So they lost by 3, which is okay, right? But they play against the at 7, they play against the Hawks and at home. And right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So they got a whole bunch of games left up until April 3rd when when the Lakers come to D.C. to play against the Wizards. So they're going to probably lose a lot of games. More likely they're going to lose about 70 games. And there's no reason for this game to come on, to stay on, right? They just go ahead and forfeit, come back tomorrow and just work on, there's, no, I'm just saying there's no reason for us to sit here and look at this and just say, hey, listen, there's a chance that we might go to, the playoffs or the end tournament. It doesn't make sense to me. It just don't. We shouldn't be there. As for our next opponent, the Dolphins. Let's go to the Capitals. The Capitals are actually winning, folks. For those who are Cap fans, let me say this to you.
Cool.
They are number 3 in the Metropolitan Division, and their record right now is 8-4-2. Maybe I should refresh to see if it's 10-4-2. Let's see what their standings are, because the Washington Capitals are going to go to the playoffs. I wish they stopped doing that to me. Come on now. All right, let's go to the standings of the Capitals. Let's see here. The Capitals right now are number 2. Haha. They're 10-5, folks.
Yeah.
They're against the Rangers. The Rangers are 15 wins with 3 losses, but they're 10-5. And number 2 with 43 with 1 loss, and they have 22 points, and the Rangers have 31. They're 9 games out of first. Got 9 wins, 9 points out of first place, folks. This is one team we can actually say DC is actually winning. Actually winning.
There you go.
Congrats to the Caps. We are Caps fans, so folks, don't worry about it. You can come to the DMV Sports Show and talk more about the Capitals. 512-543-4662. With 6 minutes to go, we have the Dolphins on hand at home. And that's going to be a 9 o'clock game. Check on Channel 9 CBS for your local listening, or 7. Let's go ahead and...
Is that 9 a.m.?
No, Channel 9.
Oh, excuse me.
You good. No worries. So the Dolphins record versus the Redskins shouldn't be that bad, right? Let's see. I know. Historically,
it depends on who comes out.
yeah, well, I would say this by us having a record, and let's see what Ron Rivera does. It's going to be interesting, So the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think he can do that.
Here's the thing. Dolphins have a really good lead on us with a record of 8-5 all time. And that is a really bad thing to have because it puts us into worry mode. Because, the Dolphins is going to be in the stadium. We're going to be in the, stadium. Our defense is going to be holding off the Tariq Hill and Tua Tagovailoa, arm.
Yeah.
We're going to have Waddle.
I heard about him, how good he is.
He's real good. He is real good, but he has.
Wow.
We don't have a pass rush. Whoever we go against, we got to have a better pass rush because this offensive line is pretty good. This is worrying me a lot. So we're gonna do a 8-5 ratio because we're 5-8 versus the Dolphins all time. So we're in a really worry mode. With 3 minutes to go, we're gonna do a 7-3 ratio. Marilyn, are you ready? You know it was coming, so I got to do it. So I'm going with you. Do we win by 3 or lose by 7?
I'm going to say win by 3.
Okay, I see.
want these guys to get out there and find their answers. And my team just won the Commonwealth.
Well, congrats to.
All of these fans are out on the field.
Well, I'm hoping and praying.
That's making my day. I said, please, I must have done something good.
Well, I'm gonna sit here and say we're gonna win by 3. I think it's gonna be like 25-28. I think we're going
That
to.
sounds good.
I think they're probably gonna be happy that Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio is gone, and Ron Rivera sees the importance of what's going on, so he ups his game a little bit because his butt is on the chopping block too. I think this probably going to propel us over the victory, and I think we're going to have a better, decent game at home and not give away the kit and caboodle. And this puts another shock into the Dolphins to be much better defensively. I think this is a good thing for us. I think we're going to win this by 3.
But we're
25,
going to need, he's going to have, pass rush.
No, I think that, you know me. I'm going to say Gibson is the X factor because they don't have Gibson. The defense had never met Gibson, and they will never catch Gibson. I think Gibson is going to give them problems. I think they're going to have a problem with Gibson.
It's like he's like a surprise,
right?
And it's like boom.
Yeah, that's how I see him. That's how I see him, and I think that's where we're at. So I want to, with 1 minute to go, I'm going to thank Marilyn and Miriam for coming in. Sorry, Miriam. I hope you get better. I know you were completely sick. Yeah, you got a cold too. I hope you get better too, Miriam. So have a great weekend. Have a great day. You're human first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition. So go follow your dreams because that's where you need to be. Have a great week.
We need you out there, Razul.
I would definitely be. I will be coach for a whole day, especially.
You daggone right. We need you out there.
I would definitely. If they coach, the coach calls me and like, hey, McGee, we need your thoughts. I'm like, hey, everybody, I gotta go. I gotta coach. All right. So,
man.
Hey, I will bring you along. You were right there with me, so I'll bring you along.
Daggone right.
All right.
I'd be happy to.
There you go. Well, have a great day. Have a great weekend. And everybody, see you next Saturday with the same time, same place. You know what I be. All right. God bless.
God bless you.
You too. All right.
And you be safe, okay?
I will. Thank you so much, Marilyn. You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Fire it up.
All right. You got it. All right, and thanks to you guys, the fans, so you come in and thank you for staying with me. You're human first, everything second, so go conquer your dreams because you're conquered by definition. And stay safe. Peace.